Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, the host of this channel, and I'll be taking you on a journey through narcissism, understanding the narcissist, and understanding the narcissist's related disorders. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 85, and the title of episode 85 is The Narcissist Superiority Complex. Now, in this episode, we're just going to get straight into it here, and I'm going to be talking a little bit here about the narcissist superiority complex and how their minds particularly work related to this. So, as I've stated in previous N.A.R.C.N episodes when we've been broaching the topic of how narcissist minds actually work and how they function within their day-to-day life and whatever goes on with them as far as their mind processes or their thoughts, concerning how they conduct themselves with victims. We know from previous discussions on this that, of course, the narcissist mind is flawed. And in the ways that it's flawed, as we've talked about in previous videos, with most narcissists have endured, of course, some type of abuse of some nature. Either neglect, physical abuse, emotional abuse. Something of this nature has affected the narcissist in some particular way, and of course that abuse can also be of a very negative nature, like I said, physical or emotional abuse, but it can also be abuse of a nature where you just don't raise a child properly when they are young, and you allow them to do too many things without having rules or having any guidance in their system. If you treat a child like a golden child and they have no rules at all, they can grow up to be a narcissist as well too. So these particular things mixed in with the factor that when the brains of younger narcissistic individuals are developing when they're young, usually before the age of 15, but even at a younger age, most of the time is when a lot of this trauma occurs. The brains of the narcissist, we now know from scientific studies that are being conducted not only on the actual physical structure of narcissist brains, but on the electrical wiring of their brains as well too. We now know from these studies that the narcissist's mind is not normal. When it forms, when they're in their formative years and the brain is growing, the brain grows improperly and it malforms. And we can actually see this on MRI imaging, as well as when you subject to narcissistic abuse sufferers, narcissistic disorder sufferers' brains, when they're put to synaptic electrical tests in the brain. We can also see that their brains don't function normally like a normal person's brain does electrically. So we are now starting to understand how the brains of narcissists really work as far as their physical structure and their electrical functionality in people who have NPD disorder more clearly, and this is giving us a much better picture as to how the narcissist brain actually works and why it actually works that way as well too, because it can be a very complex thing. It's a whole mixture of things that go on with the narcissist here as far as how their upbringing was, what they were subject to when they were younger, abuse, neglect, things of this nature, and all these other things that form them into what they are, and what physically forms their brains into what they are as well. So with all these things being said, there are a lot of things that actually affect the narcissist as far as how they are now functioning within their narcissism with victims. So let's just get into the points here of this particular episode 85, and that is the superiority complex that so many narcissists actually suffer from. Now, this superiority complex comes, of course, from the factor that the narcissist's brain is not normal, and this is one of the main things that fuels this as well in the narcissist. The factor that their brains are not normal and that they don't function normal, they don't think normally, they don't reason normally very often, they have a whole criteria within themselves, within their narcissistic personality disorder, that dictates how they function with victims that they're dealing with. And everything with the narcissist, as we said before in previous videos, is all about self-preservation. So anything that threatens the narcissist directly, it's the narcissist is going to try to find ways around that. But just the general mentality of narcissists, especially if you're dealing with mid-levels, upper levels, or graders, or ultras, their whole outlook is that they are intellectually superior to you. It doesn't even matter if you are indeed more intelligent than that narcissist might be. To that narcissist, they possess a superior intelligence to you. And because they think like this, they can do whatever they want with you. Whatever they do is whatever they have to do for self-preservation reasons, for themselves to function in life and to get what they want, to obtain fuel, to attain, extra things out of you that they may want, whatever those benefits are. Everything is gold around that acquisition of fuel and things that the narcissist wants. They do not care what you want at all in any way. When a narcissist is putting forth, concern about you or towards you or whatever like this, I guarantee you they are doing that because they are trying to butter you up like a piece of bread and then consume you afterwards, because this is what all narcissists do. They are just being nice to you because they're looking for something, and they're using what they perceive as being a superior intelligence within themselves to actually attain those goals with you. So the narcissist really looks at themselves as really being an apex predator here, as far as when they're dealing with their victims and other things of this nature. Their minds really won't allow them to look upon themselves as being vulnerable individuals, because that vulnerability in other parts of their life has caused them to possibly be taken advantage of or abused or misused, whatever has gone on with them, and their brains will not permit themselves to envision themselves as being anything less than some type of superior entity. Of course, when you talk to a narcissist, you will never get this feeling off of them, because they're trying to put forth to you a cognitive vision of themselves, or an artificial vision of themselves. Narcissists are by their nature extremely paranoid people. They are in a self-protection mode 24 hours a day, all the time. And they're just trying to fend off anything that can be a threat to them. They look upon you as being a threat to them. Like this. You can think that you're in love with a narcissist, or that narcissist is in love with you. They don't have, generally most of the time, your best benefits in mind. They have whatever they need to do with you and get from you in mind, and that is the whole goal for them related to this. So in order to carry out things of this nature, they have to have a superiority mindset towards you, because they need to feel that they are above you and that they can manipulate you in any way that they see fit. And because of this, most narcissists have this superiority complex that goes on within their psyche, and that complex is there simply because their mind just won't allow them to be beneath anyone. Even if that person, like I said before, does possess possibly a superior intelligence to that narcissist is going to think that they're over you. They're going to think that they're better than you, that they can outthink you, that they can outsmart you, that they can outreason you, that they can trick you into whatever it is they want you to do. And because a lot of narcissists are actually intelligent, but even more than intelligent, a lot of them have learned to be over time extremely cunning individuals, and to use that intellect and that cunningness to gain ground over you in whatever it is they want to have happen with you, or whatever it is they want to do with you. And because of this, because of these advantages that they use over you, sometimes even if the narcissist is not even overly intelligent, they can do this because, of course, they are creatures that watch you, observe you. They figure out where your weaknesses are, where your advantages are. They take those advantages that you may have and find some way to manipulate them in a way that they become advantageous to the narcissist. And the weaknesses that they envision in you, they take those weaknesses and they learn to feed off them as effectively as they can. So they will take those weaknesses, bend them in whatever way that they can find that becomes useful to them, and use those weaknesses back upon you if they can in those ways. And these are all aspects of the narcissist that have to do with the superiority that they feel over you, as far as when they're dealing with you and whatever it is they're trying to acquire from you within their narcissistic relationship with you. But all narcissists usually possess some type of superiority complex over their victims. It's part of their psyche. It's part of the way that they have to look at themselves in order to basically be able to have sway over you. And of course, as we know, this is not really what's going on with all narcissists. Narcissists, a lot of them are very fragile individuals, very paranoid individuals, like we said before. And this is all part of the complex that they suffer from, as far as, you know, dealing with you and having to just get along in life. And this is the way that narcissist minds actually work most of the time. So this has been episode 85. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea here as to what's going on with how the narcissist thinks about their superiority over you. Hopefully this gave you guys a little bit of insight. I didn't go into all the topics related to the superiority complex. If anybody has any questions about this, feel free to write me on the N.A.R.C.N network and I'll answer any of your questions. But for now, I'm just going to say I hope you guys have an awesome day. I've got some other content coming up besides this. I'll catch you guys really soon, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week.